Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And there was much talk that Luka Doncic could potentially overtake the Joker as the league's best player if Dallas was able to finish the job and win their franchise's second championship, which of course would be Luka's first. Well, it's not looking good, especially after last night where the Celtics won 106-99. Valiant effort by the Mavericks in the fourth quarter to try to make it a game, but were unable to finish it off. And Luka Doncic fouled out of the game and had a demonstrative response when he picked up his sixth foul. If you can lip read, you can see there was some expletives thrown at the bench that you better bleeping challenge it. 27, 6 and 6, 11 for 27 from the field. So, I mean, 10 and 20 from inside the arc, 1 of 7 from outside. At least he hit all 4 of his free throws. Of course, last game he missed 4. So, down 3-0 now, the Mavericks. Of course, no team in NBA history, regardless of the round, has overcome a 3-0 deficit. Although Boston is aware that, the job is not done because it was just last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. They were down 0-3, won the next 3 until the Heat won Game 7 on Boston's home floor. Well, Brian Windhorst. Now, Brian Windhorst, never really a guy who goes over the top when talking about someone. He's not a Stephen A. Smith, a Skip Bayless who's going to start yelling, yelling into his mic to get his point across. And he was somewhat mild mannered here, but it was still a little surprising about how he spoke about Luka Doncic after last night's game.
That Luka fell onto the ground there in an unacceptable position to put himself in with 4 minutes left with 5 fouls, and then immediately looks at the bench and says, "You better bleeping challenge it," as if it's the bench's fault that he just made a terrible play. I'm standing here in the Mavericks tunnel.
Yeah, there you go. Him absolutely screaming at the bench. He's extremely frustrated. And that was his sixth foul, and of course the Mavericks were unable to finish the comeback.
Over there is the Celtics tunnel. That's where the winners are. If Luka's ever going to be a winner coming out of this tunnel here, he is going to have to use what's happened in this finals as a learning experience. His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a hole on the court. The Celtics are attacking him. They are ahead in this.
But yes, you hear winners in this tunnel. Luka's going to have to learn from this if he wants to be in that tunnel as well.
Because they've attacked him defensively. And you've got a situation here where Luka is complaining about the officiating. They have begged him. They have talked with him. They have pleaded with him. He is costing his team because of how he treats the officials. He's a brilliant player. He does so many things well. They are here because of how he did. His performance in this game is unacceptable, and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win. He's got to get over this. The fact that he came out after the game and blamed the officials showed me he's nowhere close yet. So maybe over the summer, somebody will get to him because nobody with the Mavericks or anybody else in his life has. And that's where the Mavericks are at this point. They're never going to get to this tunnel with the trophy if he doesn't improve those aspects of his game.
Wow. So, again, a little bit unexpected from Windy going in on Luka Doncic, but in a mild mannered way. Again, he's not yelling. He doesn't need to go the Stephen A. Smith route. He got his point across without raising his voice. Maybe Stephen A. should learn from that, although I could say, he's doing quite well for himself, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But what are your thoughts on what Brian Windhorst had to say? Of course, Luka Doncic's detractors have been saying how he's always going after the refs, complaining after every call, and we've definitely seen it rear its ugly head in these NBA finals. Really hasn't played well on the defensive end. That's been another thing people have stated, how he's never in the best shape of his life. and that takes a toll when you exert so much energy on the offensive end. But yeah, this course is gonna happen when you're winning. Nobody is. I mean, everyone has only good things to say about you. When you lose, people are gonna start talking negatively. It's why a guy like Jason Tatum, who's again struggling from the field this finals, 11 for 26 last night. Probably not going to win finals MVP, to be honest. I mean, well, they got to finish the job and it's not over, but as of now, probably not. But since they're winning, he's been less scrutinized than Luka has this finals. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.